400 Copper Heights. More than the story, this the life that I chose. Plain salad, win, lose, and draw. Win, lose, and draw.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Suave Polo, and I'm with my boy. Who am I with? Nice, nice,
Vegas.
nice.
Mm.
All right,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
if y'all saw the title of the video, y'all already know what we about to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, give me some comments on this whole thing. My lighting is off track. Let me get this lighting right. 1 second.
He said 1 second. That
Hey.
means his time is up. His time
Sorry
is
about
up.
that, man. My one of my kids turned the light off on me, man. I'm up here recording. They turned the light off on me. So, dude, let's get straight on into it. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, it's a good day. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day, midweek. Let's do it. How you feeling?
Bro, I'm feeling great, dad. And we just had a Founders Day. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Hmm.
yeah, we just had a Founders Day. So diamonds on diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
Eh.
Diamonds on diamonds. So I wanted to give a shout out to all the Cappers out there. Um, man, if you're a Capper, you're a part of the Kappa Alpha Psi, man. Shout out. We love y'all. Y'all are brothers. You know what I'm saying? So happy belated Founders Day. And today we're gonna talk about some role modeling, man. So I um I would define role modeling as someone you just set an example, like that person that set an example. And I would even go to say that um, I don't think it's an option, because some people think that I have an option to be a role model or not. Man, you could be a role model and not even know it. You know what I'm saying? So you setting examples, and you got to watch out, because you don't know who's watching you, who's trying to do what you're doing. You know. Now, I will say that a mentor, um, you kind of seek a mentor. You know what I'm saying? You seek out a mentor. A mentor, you can go to somebody and say, "Hey, man, can you mentor me?" So I think role modeling is and in that process, I think a mentor is setting a task for you on what particular thing y'all want to be mentored on. A role model, like I said earlier, you just set an example. Like you doing your normal routine thing, and you may not even know that you're a role model. Like Michael Jordan, he probably didn't even know he was going to be a role model when he started playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? And he started getting attention and everything. He had his mindset on certain things. He probably wasn't even thinking that he was going to be a role model to some people. Um, so what do you think, man? What do you think is a role model?
Man, I think you said it well. I know that a role model is just one who is just looked up to and even imitated by others. I think it can be a haphazard thing whereby a person isn't even trying to be looked upon or looked up to, but they just exist in a capacity for their onlookers. And so it can be a person on TV. It can be almost a cartoon character, man. I've seen cartoon characters be role models for children.
Mm,
I've known role models to be people who are known personally and by example, and the previous examples, known in the distant. And yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing. I think, as you're saying, it's just about being kind of careful because you never know who's paying attention and what they're paying attention to.
right. And thanks everyone for stopping by, man. Coming in. Thank y'all so much.
Shouts out, what's up?
Dude, we got a lot of people, man, that's in the chat that's just in here. I got, we're gonna introduce the ladies. So
Ah,
we got, what I'm saying, we got Esley up in this thing. We got Jaleesa in this thing.
Leah. Ooh,
We we got Charlie up in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
See
Charlie, you know.
the
We got Stay Pro Gaming, man. Appreciate you
and
stopping by,
what's
bro.
up? What's up?
You know what I'm saying? And then if you all the way up there in outer space, we got D Man the Moon Man, right? And then we even got my brother Zoe. You know, this is my personal brother right here, right?
Big
I
bro.
love you, Zoe. I love you, bro. And then shoot, we even got my boy Smooth in this thing, man. So thank you all for stopping by, man. I know it's probably gonna be a few other
Mhm.
people stopping in, but let's get back. I just want to throw those shout outs right there, man. Y'all the first to drop in, and I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Mm.
So, we'll talk about role models. So, the role models thing, man, it's I know when I was growing up that speaking of this, and Zoe would tell you, man, my brother Zoe, he's younger than me. I'm the oldest, but I know at times I was a role model for him, you know, and
Mm.
it's crazy because a role model, you can have so many different role models, just like you can have so many different mentors. But it's like
Mhm.
your a role model can sometimes be a short term thing, because as my brother got older, I'm sure that he geared towards other things. You know what I'm saying? And he probably even started looking for a mentor around that time. I think that a lot of times a mentor may be something that you seek at an older age. You know what I'm saying? You may
Mm.
look up to a coach as a kid, and you're probably looking at him as a role model more than a mentor thing. You know
Mm.
what I'm
So you say you feel that maybe a mentor's relationship can be a bit more personal than a role model's?
saying? I do. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. It seems like a
Well, you got a fan.
mentor, huh?
You got a fan.
Ooh, hey, I'm about to shine now. I'm about to shine.
You better
But
say
yeah,
out, boy.
hey man, that's I got butterflies over here. But the mentor, I feel, is maybe a person who you do know, a person who you may even see. I feel like
Hmm.
this is a trusted individual or group of individuals who set out to have a more focused relationship. And it can be based on maybe a variety of things, whether it's financial mentorship, if it's spiritual mentorship, it can be in the form of, like you say, your coach. I think you said earlier as we talked.
Hmm.
And yeah, it can come, it's so multifaceted, but in comparison to role model, I believe that the mentorship or a mentor does come. And it's a bit more of a mature relationship than, and a more less of a passerby relationship than
Hmm.
a role model. Mhm.
I wanna give a shout out to the wives that's in the chat, man. They so supportive, man.
Man,
So if
it's
Khadijah
love
and
on here.
Khadijah side, they're
It's
gonna be
love on
long
here.
supporters, boy.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. But back on topic, I think that also, man, you there could be negative and positive role models, man. We ain't
Mm.
seen it time and time again. There's people that's out there that feel like, well, since you doing all this stuff, then I look up to you. I want to do it too. So let's say, for example, breaking in houses and stealing and hurting people on a physical level. You know what I'm saying? And those can be a negative effect on that person that's looking up to you, because
Mm.
they may have their mind set or have potential in them that they haven't even tapped into. So let's say they have the potential to be um, an artist, you know what I'm saying,
Mm.
and really go far with it, you know. But because of the negative role modeling that they encountered, they put that to the side and they focus more on that. Now they've
Mm.
probably led themselves in jail, and now they have too many things going on with their life, and it's hard to get back to that artist goal that they once had, you know.
Mm.
But you can, I think a role model, for the most part, elevates that person that's looking up to them. So it brings in something that they probably didn't even know that was inside of them. It brings it out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Mm.
people. that have like wanted to be a basketball player and wanted to go to the NBA, you know, because of all the interviews and things that they have seen other basketball players do, they worked harder. They go back and they're like, man, I got to practice even harder. I got to, if this is what
Mm,
it takes, I need to go back and do it this harder. I've been doing it this way, and this is what I'm missing. We got a
mm,
comment right here. Too many
hmm.
negative
I see some of these
influences.
comments.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Too many negative influences, TV, radio, how rappers talk about negative
Hmm.
about the culture and women, too much negativity. We need is positive vibe, black strong men getting together and building. I agree with you on that, Zoe. I do. I agree with you on that too. Because and I'm gonna hype up this now. I've seen my brother Zoe, this brother right here, when we was growing up younger, he had friends that was looking up to him, and they was around the same age. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And if you know Zoe, he's a very dominant, strong man. You know what I'm saying? He's a great man now. And when you see that dominance, and I think that's what draw the attention to someone looking up to you. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? They see dominance. They see, oh man, this person is about business. This person is about doing something and not just letting anything hold them back. So I want to
mm,
be like that person. I want to be just like that person. You know. So that's where it
mm,
starts out. And when you spark that, it's like, oh man, you may turn that person into something like phenomenal, man. They may
mm.
unleash talents they didn't even know they had. They even may become better than the role model they was looking up to. What do you think about
Man,
that?
man, you had me curious, Suave. I, I'm as I'm hearing you just describe these people, especially even including your own brother Zoe. I'm
Hmm.
like, who have been some role models for him, and why were these people role models for you in
Check this out.
particular?
This is what Lil said, and I'm gonna let you continue. So Lil said, "Great point, Suave. Role models are elevated, and it makes one want to do better when they
Hmm.
realize they are a role model." You're not lying because
Mm,
I'm sure when you see people that like role models, and then they hear that they have people that's following them that like, hey man, they're looking up to me, then I need to make sure I'm doing everything right to make this person better as well. I want to set a good example so I can continue to have this person on the right track. That's what I think
mm.
that goes on in some of the minds of when you realize you're a role model. But go ahead, what
Mm.
you were saying, bro.
So just from that alone, it can be a lot of pressure in being a role model. I see. That's a great point, Leah, and great follow up with that, Suave. And it just seems, that it can come with pressure. If you're ready for it, then all are great, all the more great. But if you're not ready for it, then it's something to consider. Like, how do you deal with that pressure? Because people are looking, man. Whether you want them to or not, I see.
Hmm.
I think my question for you, Suave, was I heard you even mention Zoe and how he was involved in the whole role modeling process. And so the more I heard you talk, I was wondering like who have been some role models for you personally and why were those people role models for you in particular?
Man, growing, and that's why I brought this up. So my man Smooth Sermon said mentors, educators, coaches. You know what I'm saying, and the list goes on and on. So a good a good role model for me when I was growing up, man, was some of the brightest educational teachers that I've experienced, like being in their classroom or even just walking around the school and they seeing me and they just saying, hey, do this or good job on this or I want to invite you to this reading club or anything like things like that, man. Teachers, when I was growing up, teachers were great role models. I
Hmm.
really looked up to teachers, man. I really looked up
Hmm.
to teachers. And I think that's what made me take education, not even
Hmm.
education, but knowledge. Knowledge. It
Hmm.
made me take knowledge very serious. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because you heard the term, people can hide things from others by putting it in the book. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And I think that's a strong fact, in some areas. Um, a lot of people don't understand that you can take things for granted, you know what I'm saying? And
mm,
not even know it. Not even know it, man.
mhm.
Um, I would say teachers, man, when I was growing up, they were like strong role models, in my opinion. What about you yourself, man? What was some role models you had when you was growing up?
I like to. That was a very um,
You want to
serious
read this
share.
before you answer?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Let me read
Go
this one.
for it. Go for it.
Jaleese has to say that she started allowing visions to serve as her role models. Also, as not to put people on pedestals and make them fear failure. For example, being a clinical social worker is a model as opposed to the person. And I like that. I saw also in one of the comments she was talking about just that pressure that's involved with it. And so as we think about inanimate objects, she took it in a direction that I hadn't even thought about it. Just saying that she has allowed visions to serve as role models too, and not just
Hmm.
kind of associated with people all the time. So that's deep. I like that. I want. Had you thought about it in that way, Suave? Just that it doesn't have to even be a person, whether far or distant. I
Right.
mean, near or
I,
far.
I honestly, not until she said that, but now, what I'm saying, it made me gauge back, like, dang, she right. You know what I'm saying? But I
Hmm.
definitely like, it was the teachers for me when I was growing up, mostly. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um,
And
Go ahead.
you asked me just that question personally. Thank you again, Jaleese, for that depth of thought.
Oh, shout out to
I
Wingstar, bro. I'm sorry. Shout out to Wingstar. Oh man, thank you for coming by. Go
They
ahead. Go
dropping
ahead, man.
in, Suave.
Yeah,
And
man.
while I'm sharing, man, if you seem like you do a much better job with the multitasking, searching the comments and responding. So feel free to do that right after I say this, because I wouldn't mind to keep up with them. I would have missed that Jaleese shared even. That would have been a miss on my end for sure. I would like to take the role modeling thing on a more comical route. Bruce
Go
Lee
for it.
was a role model for me. I just wanted to be a martial artist as a kid, and I don't know when I ever saw Bruce Lee. I don't know who showed him to me, who introduced him to me. But once I saw him, I believe that I can be just as bad as this person that I would never meet at this point. He's no longer with us, but just in want to refine those martial art abilities or those skills, I would just look at him and imitate, as in the definition I gave earlier, what I saw him do on TV. And man, I puffed up myself so much just based on what I saw through Bruce Lee, man, that people believe I was a bad mamma jamma, even as a youth. So
Hmm.
Bruce Lee was a childhood role
Not
model,
Bruce
and it's just
Leroy,
a role
right?
model for me. But
Not
not,
Bruce Leroy.
we know what Bruce Leroy. I can't let him out of there. But I'm shining a light on Bruce Lee in this particular
Nice.
instance. I
I,
love Bruce
um,
Leroy though.
our brother Charlie, man, he said that his mother was his greatest role model, and I contest to
Mm,
that because I watched my mom be a very strong woman growing up, and dude, that made me
mm,
like my mom taught me, and she was a role model too. That's another thing. See, like sometimes we don't even realize we're modeling someone, and they impact our life so strongly. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So my mom, what I got from her, man, growing up, she taught me not to give up. Like my mom didn't give up for anything. We went through some hard times, So
mm.
I just don't give up from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Charlie, you do well to shout mama out. If I had to give another person, I like how you even brought that up earlier, that parents can be role models, Suave. Because for sure,
Hmm.
man, as we look back, especially now, it would be hard to exempt them from our list if we were taking people seriously as role models.
Right. My boy Winstar said, I had only a few role models growing up, but what inspired me to sway away from individuals that were doing bad was by watching people's faults and getting pressured by my mom to not be like that. See, once again, parents step in. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mm,
it's a great thing to learn when you're not even when you don't even know that you're learning. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
To model someone when you don't even know you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like I said earlier, I think a mentor you seek. You know what I'm saying? You go out
mm,
and seek that. Um,
mm.
and as a kid, you could be interested in one thing and then see something else and then start, modeling that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, mhm.
It's a great thing. Go ahead. What you was gonna say?
Nah, man. They lighten us up in the comments. I hope as we are able to look at this video at a later time because there's so many good ones on there. I'm just strolling by trying to keep up that the viewers can just be able to see these comments still and take some of these things into consideration and just be even enlightened as
Hmm.
to some of the things that I'm seeing now, such as some of the points that we discussed earlier. I just wanted to be humored by maybe the people in the comments if they can share a couple of their role models and why, just briefly.
Okay. So like everyone in the comments, man, if y'all could just place who's a role model growing up, we would love to see those and put it on the visual so we can, give you some shout outs. Another part of Wingstar comment said that so I was young and grew up just watching my surroundings, my uncle in prison, my brother on drugs and stuff like that. And it takes a lot to pull away from the negativity when you're growing up. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a great thing to have those role models step in and then you follow that route. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Um,
mm,
I think when I was younger, I was following the wrong people. You know, I was following the
mm,
wrong people, and then it just I started getting geared towards positive things. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So it it's like you finding yourself. So
mm,
it's one thing to be the role model, the role model, but when you're the modeling, when you like trying to model someone else, it's like man, you don't want to get the wrong ideal of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And I was fortunate to have some people, man, that I was following and going the wrong route. Say, hey, you don't want to be like me. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Prison is waiting for you if you be like me. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So it was that talk where they didn't want I guess they feel like, hey, you don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. You know what I'm saying? So they
mm.
changed it up. Um I think some people are answering those questions.
Oh, they coming with it.
Yeah. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
Lil said my mom was similar to Suave's. She never gave up and I saw her still show up for me and my siblings despite the hard times and having nothing. She made the hard days fun. Yeah.
mm,
Like Gary Jolie said, Aaliyah.
mm-hmm. Say mom
Yeah.
was similar. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nice. So like man, we're coming towards the end of the show. Thank you for coming out, man. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with this outro. Until next time, peace and love.
Peace. I enjoyed this. Appreciate this, Suave. Thank y'all all in the comment section. Look forward to next time. Happy New Year.
For sure.
400, Copper Heights. More than the story, this the life that I chose. Bank salad, win, lose, and draw. Win, lose, and draw.